and Candace, so I ain't mad at her. I ain't gonna throw the fact bitch forgot she was black back at her, laugh at her like them crackers. She's
Eminem put out the death of Slim Shady. Candace Owens just read his eulogy.
What? Chill. Sit down. Baby. It's Mr. Madness, baby. Marbury. Dick Jones. And now they call me Fire.
Okay, so with the recent release of Eminem's new album, you know, it's typical around this time, you know, Eminem drops and then, you know, the whole internet is going crazy. We got all the quotables and the lyrics and the breakdowns and the references and who is he insulting this time, this, that, and the third. This time he takes some shots at Candace Owens. And for me, this is where I think Eminem missed the mark. But unexpectedly to me, Candace Owens responds to Eminem's references to her on his new album, The Death of Slim Shady, the coup de grace. Now, I want to get into that, and then I'm going to come back with my response.
So we've got Eminem. In case you're thinking, Candace, that name vaguely rings a bell. Yes, I'm referring to the white rapper that we all used to listen to when we were prepubescent and we wanted to feel edgy. One with the bleach blonde hair, inspired a generation of 14-year-old boys to wear Echo Limited. No?
She coming in hot. Get into it.
Don't know what I'm talking about still, not ringing a bell. Okay, he wrote a lot of songs about killing his baby mama, Kim. 8 Mile, the movie, yeah, now it's starting to come to you. Well, apparently Eminem is still releasing music, and guess what, guys? He is edgier than ever. He's written 2 diss tracks that feature me. So people in the live chat are calling him Feminem. They're calling him woke Shady. Here's what I will say about Eminem. I heard the music, and I'm going to take you through the lyrics, and it's become very apparent to me that Eminem is having his Hillary Clinton hot sauce moment.
No more questions? They said no, she has to go.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting information right now?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce in my bag, swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I
yes.
just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people.
Okay. Is it working?
It's kind of weird. The more I watch that clip, the more I kind of like her. That's just like very honest. She's like, I'm pandering to black people and I just want to know if it's working. I've got hot sauce in my bag. In case you don't know why she said that, that was because at the time Beyonce's song Formation was viral. And there's this moment where she says, I've got hot sauce in my bag, swag. So Hillary Clinton was talking and speaking with black people and she wanted them to vote for her. So what better way than to use a clever Beyonce lyric when asked what she always has in her purse? Because obviously she travels with hot sauce in her bag, swag. Get it? Is it working? It didn't work, guys. She lost the election. So that's just a quick update for you. But you know who is putting that on, who is putting on his best Hillary Clinton 2016 impression? Eminem, in the ultimate pander to Black America. He's just like, please buy my album. So many of them are flopping. I will say anything. What do I have to do? Who do I have to throw under the bus? So he starts by basically, he has got this song, it's called Lucifer. And he obviously throws Kanye under the bus first. He's just like, oh, nobody cares about Kanye anymore, as if anybody even knows where Eminem is. Kanye is still making a lot of headlines. Eminem, on the other hand, is not. But I want to take you through these lyrics because there's a lot happening here. First thing I want to say is Eminem is obviously a gay man. It's very sad that Eminem cleaned out his closet but never came out of his closet.
Boys, nigga!
Jeez. Man, that was just rough. How she just glazed over that. Like do that out like it was just like an obvious fact. Just fucking hilarious.
Or raps. And Candace O, I ain't mad at her. I ain't gonna throw the fact BITCH forgot she was black at her. Oh, laugh at her like them crackers she's backing after her back is turned in a cute MAGA hat with her brand new White Lives Matter shirt. Haha, nope. Or say this MAGA dirtbag in a skirt just opened the biggest can of worms on the whole planet Earth. Call her Grand Wizard, yeah, Candace, haha, or Grand Dragon, or like the national anthem, I won't stand for the tramp. Why? But I can diss her, because my plans are to get in her pants, and I'll blow my chance if I answer back to her. Oh, but I can't diss her because his plans are to get in my pants. Ew, you disgust me. Okay, a lot going on here. I think first and foremost, I just would like to again remind people that he is in fact a struggling internally gay man. And so there's a lot happening with Eminem, and we should pray for him. On the second point, the way that we know that is because he's actually recycling things that Black women have said about me on the internet. Like he's pretending this is original, calling me Candace. It's not. This is like he's just recycling the Black women that don't like me on the internet, have a lot of names for me, one of them being Candy O. So he's like watched what they're saying. And I guess someone who was listening to him in the booth was like, yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, drop the beat. They're really, 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 really going to like that. By the way, there's a second song he also dropped. This one's called Bad One. And the lyrics are this about me. Yeah, this whole subgenre with all these corny white rappers, I'm not a fan of it. It ain't my fault, but like sock puppets, I had a hand in it. This $1,000 in my hand is just like what Candace did when she turned her back on her own race, because I have abandoned it. Oh my, so cool.
Oh man. I don't know, but I will let her get her response in, and then I'm gonna respond with my initial response to when I first heard the references. But yeah, this one gonna tighten y'all up a little bit.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's so tough. The Black community is going to be going crazy. Not. I don't think that's going to happen at all. Actually, I'm doing this because I want to help him go viral, because this is sad. This is very sad. I want you to feel sad for Eminem, because this is just not the way for someone's career to go down the drain. And I want us all to do our part to help make Eminem relevant again, at the very least. And he can be relevant just by me speaking about him. He understands that. By the way, I did TMZ earlier. They were asking me, like, you know, in part, though, aren't you honored that someone who's recognized as the greatest white rapper of all time is dedicating all this time to you? And I said no, because
And that's the bullshit that I noticed when I seen a couple of other reactions to this, and you know, like white people or white Eminem fans or whatever, like they act like as if you should be honored to be disrespected by Eminem as whoever you are, whether you're Black or just another rapper or whatever. Like the shit is crazy to think for whatever reason that like, oh, it's an honor. Like, come on, man. The glazing has to stop.
it would have meant something if he was at his prime. As an example, Dave Chappelle, he made a really, honestly, it was kind of a hideous joke about me. I didn't think the joke itself was funny, but I did appreciate the fact that Dave Chappelle, who is the famous comedian in the entire world at the peak of his career, was mentioning me on stage. Like when he was very sad about George Floyd and he did this whole skit and he said some awful things about me, I did have that moment where I went, wow, Dave Chappelle knows who I am. This is not that with Eminem. He is not at the peak of his career. He's at the end of it. His career should have ended like 15 years ago, and he keeps going.
And that's another sentiment that I shared. And everybody gets so mad in the comments when I talk about this whole thing with Eminem and him being overrated. Not dismissing his talent that he has. I think that he's an undeniable talent. But man, when you really look at this, man, if this, and this is why I always said where Eminem benefits from being white as a rapper, because he hasn't had anything. Y'all go get mad at me in the comments again. He hasn't had anything that was just fire since Marshall Mathers LP. And then that was it. And any other artist, and if Eminem was Black, any other Black artist, man, you drop 2, 3, 4, 5, like albums and shit in a row. I'm like, dude, you're done. But Eminem is such a staple now. He's been made such a staple and such a face in the culture that it don't matter. Like Eminem can sell white noise at this point and grunt over it, and y'all gonna run up the numbers. But yeah, let's get back to it.
And I want to say this. Genuinely, the pander here is pathetic. He's literally making a plea to the public. I hate white people. That's what he's saying. He's calling white people hackers. He's using a slur against his own people, while at the same time, unironically, accusing me of doing what he's doing. He's like, she turned her back on her own race, as he turns his back on his race and calls them crackers. I've never used slurs to describe Black Americans. I don't have an issue with my race, but you very much have an issue with yours.
Facts. Like, what are y'all gonna say to this? I can't wait to see responses to this. What do you say to this?
his audience is. Again, this feels very maybe could have done something in 2016 when the whole world was, so anti-Trump and it was the George Floyd moment. He doesn't even understand what's happening. I mean, that conversation has broken in the Black community. That's why Trump's numbers are up. Beyond that, I've been on the Breakfast Club. I've done Joe Budden. Like, Black Americans are following this podcast. They actually like me. I went viral on a few of those channels, on Instagram channels the other day because of my conversation with Don Lemon. They're starting to hear what I have been saying, because back in 2016, when I was saying Black Lives Matter was a fraudulent organization, people were not ready to listen to that. But then what happened was they proved that they were a fraudulent organization, and people said, yeah, no, I think Candace has been trying to tell us that, and she was right, and maybe I need to listen to her rather than listen to what other people are telling me about her. And one of those people that they're not going to listen to is you, Eminem, because you're just so irrelevant. Your music isn't good anymore. And like I said, you're the one that's actually cosplaying a race that you aren't. You're desperate for Black Americans to pick up your tracks because you abandoned the audience of a lot of people who were listening to your music.
Sheesh. Man. And just the way she does it with the poise. I don't know. Young niggas got to come up off it. This is hot.
I'm a trailer park kid, and then what did you do? You dunked on kids from the trailer park. You dunked on actually an entire middle class of white people who loved your music. You dunked on people in the country. What reason? For what reason other than you misread the room? And the reason that you misread the room, rather, is because what's actually happened to Eminem is he's an out-of-touch elitist. He is. This is what happens. He is now a lefty elitist. He belongs on a campaign trail with Hillary Clinton when she runs for the third or fourth time. That's what he should be doing, because he's pretending to know anything what's going on. The reality is that a lot of those people in the country that he doesn't like, take it from me, I moved to Tennessee, have a lot more in common with the people that he's trying to appeal to. I think he thinks he's appealing to, like, what, the hood. They have a lot more in common because these are regular people who are suffering in different but similar ways, who recognize that the economy is not good and an Eminem track is not going to make it better. Here's the last thing I want to say about Eminem. He is a lesson to a lot of people out there that you need to know when it's time for you to retire.
Jeez. Man. Lining them up.
Retire on this note, right? Eminem is 51 years old. He has not modified his brand at all. He's not grown up. Eminem's not evolving. He still thinks that he's a 13-year-old boy who is rapping in his room, and that somehow people are going to find that appealing, when in reality, he's 51 years old. His daughter, or maybe he's older than 51, his daughter has just gotten married, which means that Eminem should be behaving more like a potential grandparent. He's granddad. This is granddad Shady. You know what I mean? But granddad is not acting like a granddad. I'm going to need granddad to start acting like a granddad and not producing this trash to pander to the Black community.
Woo, wait. Damn. What point did she not cover? Now, when I first heard the Eminem album, my prediction on the album is I thought that this album for Eminem would be his best album since Marshall Mathers LP. I thought it was just the focus and everything that was going into this album for him, just him kind of being back in that bag that, we remember, my generation, early 2000s Eminem and shit, where he's just going off and shit on everything. He's saying everything. He's untouchable. He can't be canceled, right? I kind of felt like this one was going to be like that. And just for hip hop, because I can separate the two and stuff. I can disagree here and then still agree here. Two things can be true. But for hip hop, I thought that, this was a good album. Like, if you're an Eminem fan, if you're just into the bars, the lyrics, the schemes, the creativity and everything, like, this album covers all that. So this ain't even about that. But where I thought he missed the mark was when he went at Candace Owens, both times too, as well. I thought he totally missed the mark. And for me, it had that same energy, that same tone as when Biden was telling y'all, oh, you ain't Black if you don't vote for me. It's in that zone. Go back on my Stephen A. Smith video, him getting into it with Faison and Willie D. I said on that video that one thing that I'm not cool with is whenever we disagree as a people, all of a sudden our Blackness is up for questioning. Like we can't meet at the mines and stuff without our blackness being on the line at every moment. Yet when we step out into the real world, our blackness is never a question and compared to white people and how we're treated legally and socially and all that. So right there, that's whack. That's whack amongst black people. I don't tolerate it. I don't like it. I damn sure don't like it when white people try to do it. And that's what Eminem did here. He's pretty much pandering to that subgroup of black people that are still stuck in their ignorance over the F Donald Trump type thing, or the ones that are stuck virtue signaling over black issues. And to me, that's whack and that's out of place. And somebody should have called them on that instantly. They in no way should be able to tell us as black people that we're not black enough or we're not black if we don't follow their narratives and do what they want and skip to their loop. And that's where Eminem missed the mark with me, was coming at Candace like that. And it's just a bad look overall. You know, Eminem, y'all like to ignore it. Dude got a bad history with black women. I don't know how we let it slide, but I'm not going to go into the whole Foolish Pride and Benzino mixtapes and all that. But this right here, he missed the mark. And this was a complete chin check from Candace Owens. Y'all ain't got to like it. Y'all can glaze Eminem all you want. Y'all continue to do that. But real is real. And she laid the shit down, put a beat behind this. And I am with this. Candace Owens is not right all the time, but my opinion, she's right more than she's not. And we're not going to always agree with everybody on everything. But this hateful shit that we do where we're quick to try to cast out black people, especially with black people when it pertains to certain issues and maybe statutes that we think that we're just supposed to uphold automatically because we're black. Honestly, man, a lot of black people, they do not like looking at themselves in the mirror in a real way to focus on what's productive and what's going to help us move forward. So naturally, when any black person gets to speaking towards things that we're not used to or we're not used to thinking or we never really considered, then automatically the coon term starts getting thrown out. You not black, you a sellout, you know, all that. That's what starts getting circulated and everything. And I'm saying once again to black people, we got to get off of that. We have to be able to meet at the mines. It's a difference between having a different opinion or a different viewpoint because we all don't even grow up the same way. We all don't have the same experience. We're all not necessarily walking the same line. So we got to create room and we got to have that space for one another. Definitely. And that's a space that white America, I don't give a damn how good somebody can rap, they cannot infiltrate. We can't allow that. But after this, all I can say is the death of Slim Shady was at the hands of Candace Owens. But let me know what y'all think down in the comments. If you haven't already, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That'll let you know when I'm on here giving y'all that grease. And until next time. Bye.